everyone, my name is Lara, or Lara Likes Mascara. If you have not seen my channel before, I talk about all things makeup collection curation using what you already have. If you have seen my channel before, welcome back. Thank you for checking out today's video. Today we are talking about all things makeup no buy, which I feel somewhat of an expert on, as this is a big part of what I talk about here on my channel. Just to give a quick recap, I started becoming a much more conscious consumer in 2019 when I happened upon the idea of the makeup no buy. That year I did a makeup no buy, and 2020 I sort of transitioned to a bit of a low buy, and since that time I have switched back and forth between a makeup no buy and a makeup low buy. But the past 6 months, from July 2023 until the end of December, I embarked on a full makeup no buy. And I did a couple updates on how this was going, my thoughts on it, so I will link some of those here. But today I am talking about my plans for 2024, why I am going on another no buy, why this has worked for me, and some tips and tricks to help you embark on your makeup no buy if that is what you choose to do. So my experience with makeup no buys has been pretty good, although I won't say that I have stuck to my no buy 100%. Obviously, sometimes because I've been on them for so long, I have gotten tired of them. You know, you start wanting to buy products after a certain period of time. But I feel like the past 6 months, my 2023 no buy was the best experience that I've had so far on a no buy. And I think that's because I understand my relationship to makeup a lot better now. I understand my preferences, and I like my collection a lot more than I used to. So whereas in 2020, when I was on a makeup no buy and not bringing any new things in, I was really also trying to use up my older products and things that I didn't like as much. So I wasn't enjoying my day-to-day makeup as much as I am now. Now, most of the products in my collection I really, really like, and back then I don't think that was the case. I think I also didn't fully understand my makeup preferences. So there's been a big shift, and because of that, it has made being on a makeup no buy much easier for me. I did also want to say, if you are new to makeup no buys and you want to find out more of them, I have a ton of videos that I think would be very useful for you. For example, this one that I created last year called What I Would Do If I Were to Start a Makeup No Buy for the First Time Today. I will link that here because I have learned so much from this experience, and I wish that I could put into practice those tips and tidbits that I have learned now back at the beginning of my makeup no buy, because don't get me wrong, like it's gone very well for me. I feel like I've been very effective, but it could have been even better. I could have had a healthier relationship with makeup and have achieved things quicker. It's fine, but yeah, if you want some tips and tricks, check out that video, because this video is a little bit more catered to people who've been on makeup no buys for a while, I think, because that is my experience, and I know my relationship to my makeup, I know my preferences, I know my mentality, and why a no buy is better than a low buy for me. But you need to get there if you're not there quite yet. But you might think, why would you continue on this makeup no buy if you've been on it for so long and it has been successful? Like, why continue? Why keep going? Why start a 2024 makeup no buy all over again? Like, you just wrapped up the 6 months. Don't you want to go out and buy makeup now? And I really don't. Like, I don't feel the need to go shopping right now. That's not to say that there aren't products I want. There are a couple of specific items that I do want, that I have in the back of my mind, and I am planning to purchase those at the right time. So basically, the no buy mentality just works better for me. It just does. I don't like having that door open of, oh, maybe I could buy something. Like when I go into Shoppers, oh, maybe I should check out the makeup section because maybe there's something on sale that I might want. Like, I just don't want to leave that door open of, maybe I could buy makeup. I would rather it just be closed so that I'm thinking more about what I really want. And so then when I do buy a product, it is really well thought through. I've been talking about a couple products that I've wanted for ages. The e.l.f. Halo Glow light tinted primer, serum, whatever you want to call it, and a draw on contour stick / bronzer stick. And I've been thinking about this for so long that now I know that it is for sure something that I want and I am planning to get. So I've asked my partner for a couple of things. I'm still considering that a no buy, even though I'm bringing things into my collection over the next couple months, just a couple of items. I would rather think about it as a no buy and think of those things as like special occasion products to bring in, even if it's not technically a no buy because I'm bringing new things in, because that framework works much better for me and just feels less stressy. I feel like I didn't explain myself fully enough here, so I'm just going to expand on it a little bit. But I do want to say off the bat that, like, I know for some people the all or nothing approach does not work, but I've just found that that is what is best for me personally, to like say no to new makeup products. Because like being on a makeup low buy, just thinking, oh, I could buy some products, like open to it, it's a possibility. Not even being planning to purchase anything, but just the awareness that I could, because like that's within my rules, I'm allowed to. That is more stressful for me. That gives me like more options and more choices, which I do not want. Like, you know, that plays into the paradox of choice. I just didn't find that to be very healthy of a mindset for me personally, to have that door open. I hope that that makes sense. It's difficult to explain like how it works in my brain, but the all or nothing approach is just how I need to think of makeup and makeup consumption. Another reason for my continued no buy is my primary goal, I think maybe is different than other people's. Sometimes people go on a makeup no buy because they're spending too much money on makeup and they want to cut that down, or they want to heal their relationship to shopping as a whole, and makeup is one part of that. But for me, I don't feel like those are issues. I have healed my relationship to shopping, I think. I'm a much more conscious consumer all around now. Now, my primary goal is to make my collection smaller and more curated, because I know from experience that a smaller collection means a collection that I enjoy more, where I can actually use all of my products. And these are products that, because I have chosen to keep them around, I like them. In 2022, my makeup collection had about 175 items. In 2023, I ended with about 155 items. My goal at the moment is 125 products. That may change. Maybe I'll reach that goal one day and then I will reevaluate. But right now, that sounds like a good number to me. So I am slowly working towards that number. At this rate, I'm probably not going to achieve it until 2025. But that's okay. That's why I'm in this for the long haul. I kind of explained this, but just to be clear, the goal number that I'm working towards eventually is 125 makeup products, and everything I do is in service of achieving that goal. All of the project panning, all of the decluttering and curating my collection, all of these no buys, that is all to work towards that final goal. And as part of that, I want to enjoy what I already have more. And I know from the experience of having my collection get smaller and smaller over the years that having fewer products means that I enjoy the products that I do have more. Because I know that these are the products that I have chosen to keep around. And being on a no buy is simply the best way to ensure that my collection gets smaller and smaller every year. Yes, panning and decluttering are important, but the most important thing is blocking new things from being added, because that happens much more quickly than panning or decluttering products. So if you just sort of like stop it at the root, at the root cause, that is the best way to achieve my goal. I haven't said how long this makeup no buy is going to be, and I think it's helpful to think about it in shorter term spurts. So my last one was 6 months, and that worked out really well. I feel like a year is too long a period of time. Even if I end up going on a full year makeup no buy, I think it is better to expect it to be shorter, and then I can always extend it if I want to. But right now, I am planning to do a 4-month makeup no buy, so January, February, March, April, and then after that, I will reevaluate. Because again, there are a couple of products that I am thinking about, but the short-term makeup no buy works better for me. I feel like this video is kind of all over the place and a little rambly, but these are just my thoughts. Every few months I do a kind of update on how my relationship to makeup is going, and this time pretty much all of my thoughts were around my no buy and why I wanted to continue it. Because someone who's been on a makeup no buy for as long as me, I just feel like a makeup no buy is the best way to ensure my conscious consumerism relationship, and it doesn't feel like restriction to me. It honestly doesn't. Okay, the next reason is that at this point, I enjoy finishing a product just as much as I enjoy bringing something new into my collection. Sure, I like trying new products, but it is so much more satisfying to have finished something because of the effort that you put into it, knowing that it took you months and months of daily or weekly use of working on something in order to finish it. Whereas buying a new product, it's like that. It can be a snap decision. There's no effort or like thought necessarily put into it. And I want that long-term satisfaction that I mentioned. I also have this thing where I still have products that I don't love, and sometimes I end up decluttering them if I can't find a way for them to work or if I just really, really dislike them. But sometimes I keep products even if I don't love them, because it is, again, just that much sweeter to have panned something, especially if you don't like it, rather than just tossing it off to someone else. And part of this is probably because I still do feel some guilt around some of the products in my collection because I bought them back during my non-conscious consumer days when I was just buying a ton of products, impulse shopping all the time. And I know now, looking back, that I should not have bought a lot of those stuff. So I almost feel like I need to make up for it by ensuring that those products are used, because even when you declutter something to another person, there's no assurance that they're going to use it up. They may well just toss it. It might not work for them. Whereas if I keep it and I finish it up, I'm going to be super satisfied because I finished and I put that effort into it. I probably have mentioned this in other videos, but I would definitely recommend that you try other makeup projects in order to like keep things interesting and trying new things. So again, even though I've been on this journey for a long time, I'm still trying new things. Last year, I incorporated a new project called the Lipstick Project Pan, and I did this in response to my realization that I had way too many lip products. I needed to focus specifically on these lip products, and I ended up using them in different ways. I started using lipstick as blush, which I love, and now I use lipstick as blush more frequently than using blush as blush. Wild, could not have imagined this a year ago. And then this year, my plan is to do a blush roulette project where I try to get use out of all of my blushes and I focus on one blush per month, because I have curated down my blush collection, but I still have more than 10, so I can easily focus on one blush per month, and there's some of them that I have not used probably in well over a year, and that should not be happening, you know? So I want to make sure to get full use out of my collection. I just can't do that if I had a huge makeup collection. I want to ensure that I am using up everything in my collection. And then also in terms of like trying different techniques, that's also a huge part of what I have done over the last few years. Just thinking of recently, there's like the Cherry Cola lip look, which is like a dark brown lip liner, and then on the inside, more of like a red look. And I actually really do not like this look, but I tried it because I have the products in order to try it. And I love doing this kind of thing because sometimes these techniques actually work out for me, and I wouldn't have tried them if I was just focused on constantly bringing new things into my collection. So this video has kind of been all over the place, but these are the reasons why I am going on a makeup no-buy. I hope that this was helpful to you if you're considering going on one. I would highly recommend it. I didn't have too many tips and tricks, but my main one is just to like try different things and experiment. Keep in mind, I have been on this journey for 5 years now. My journey will look different than yours. I will definitely update you on how things are going, probably when I reach the end of this makeup no-buy. So maybe late April, I will update you and let you know how I'm thinking about this makeup no-buy, if I brought any new products into my collection. Hopefully just the ones that I had planned to. There's just about 3 products that I will be bringing in the next few months. But yeah, that's it for today. Let me know your thoughts on me continuing on this makeup no-buy journey. I think a lot of you think that I like self-flagellate a lot and I force myself to use things that I don't like, and I force myself to go on this makeup no-buy when I should just like relax a little bit. But I'm telling you, like I am less stressed about makeup when I'm on a makeup no-buy because I'm thinking less about the consumptive and shopping aspect of it. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you next week. Bye. Honestly don't know why I didn't film a book I'm reading lately segment for this video, because when I don't do that, it's usually because the video is already too long. But this is a short video, so whatever. I'm just going to talk for a minute about a book I read recently because I want to. So I read my last book at the end of 2023 because it was a short book. I needed to squeeze it in to achieve my book goal of 70 books. I read The Communist Manifesto. Yes, some marks. I had not read it before. I probably just like read sections of it. Honestly, this was really hard to read. I did not understand a lot of it. I feel like I somewhat understand different economic positions. I feel like I somewhat understand the structures of communism, socialism, capitalism. But, this book had obviously been written hundreds of years ago, and a lot of it went way over my head. I still think it's a good book to read, but I feel like if you want to learn like Communism 101, I don't know if the Communist Manifesto is the first thing to go for, even though it is literally Communism 101, literally the manifesto. Yeah, I don't even know if I found it very educational. I'm definitely an anti-capitalist, but I don't know if the Communist Manifesto made me any more interested in communism, which is like supposed to be its goal. So, anyways, interesting, but not the best text to read. Go read something else about communism.